Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Amara's Insight. Today we'll discuss about the repetitive sequences. So without wasting our time, let's try to understand what are these repetitive sequences. So repetitive sequences, these are also known as repetitive elements. Yeah, these are the repetitive DNA. Okay, now let me tell you one interesting thing that all humans basically share 99.9% of the DNA. What does that mean is this 99.9% of the DNA, 99.9% of the genome is same in all humans. So the remaining 0.1% of the DNA basically accounts for the variability among us, unless you are in twins, identical twins. So it means that the only the difference that is uh, difference in humans that is only present in the this 0.1% of the genome. So this is an interesting fact that all humans, although we all are many different, so but we share 99.9% of our uh, genome, or 99% of the DNA is the same in all humans. So let's try to understand what are these repetitive sequences, what is their importance, why they are so important. So these repeat sequences that are also known as repetitive elements, these are the patterns of the nucleic acids that are present in the multiple copies throughout the genome. Okay, remember that coding and the non-coding sequences in our genome. So coding sequences are those which code for specific proteins, and non-coding sequences are those which do not code for anything, which do not code for any protein. I have discussed it in detail in my previous lecture. If you want to learn about the coding versus non-coding sequences, you need to watch my previous video on this topic: coding versus non-coding genome, coding versus non-coding DNA. If we look at this diagram, so this portion, this is the specific portion of our genome. This portion in the blue, that is meant for the coding particular proteins. So these are referred to as the coding sequences. They have specific instructions, specific codes for the formation of the proteins. And similarly, these portions in the red, these are the non-coding sequences, these are the non-coding genome. And among this non-coding genome, this 50% of this non-coding DNA, that is basically refers to as a it belongs to the repetitive elements, repetitive DNA elements, repetitive DNA, repeat sequences. So, why these are the non-coding? Because these are basically the non-functional part of our genome. These are the non-functional part of our DNA. These are also referred to as junk DNA. But previously, it was thought that this junk DNA is of no importance. It is totally useless. It is totally non-functional because it do not code for any protein. But now, according to the recent research, this junk DNA is not referred as totally junk. So it has significance. Where this significance lies, so as I have already told you that the 99.9% of the DNA is same in all humans. Only 0.1% DNA is different in all individuals. So where does this difference lies? This difference lies in this junk DNA. This junk DNA basically carries this difference of the 0.1% genome. So repeat sequences are the specific sequences, specific stretches of the nucleotides that are repeated many times within our genome. And these sequences can be, if you look at this, let's say this is the genome, and these sequences in the red, these are the repeat sequences or repetitive repetitive elements. If you look at these sequences, these can be scattered throughout the genome, or these can lie close to one another in a close proximity that we'll discuss later. So these repeat sequences, these are the specific sequences of the DNA that are going to repeat many times within our genome. These are referred to as the repetitive DNA. For example, if you look at this diagram of a simple chromosomes, so it is in this central part, it is known as the centromere, and these end parts in the red, these are the telomeres, and these central lines, these are the scattered elements. So these are the repetitive sequences that are present throughout the genome, that are scattered all over the genome, and they are specifically lies in these specific regions of the chromosomes as well. These are the last end regions of the chromosomes, these are the telomeres. For example, let me write, if this particular region, this is the telomere. So this end portion of the chromosomes that is in red, this is known as the um, telomere. You know that telomeres are the major portion of the heterochromatin, and these central portion are these are the centromere. Okay, so all these repetitive sequences, these are scattered all over the genome and the specific regions of the chromosomes. So these are the telomeres and the centromeres. So these repeat sequences are the specific stretches of the nucleotides that are going to repeat many times within our genome. For example, if you look at this example, this is individual one, okay, and we are considering its a sequence. This is a particular sequence of the nucleotides in individual one at in chromosome 7. So what is this sequence? This is CAG TATTGC. Now, if we specifically look at this sequence, this is the CAG, this CAG sequence, CAG, and again it's CAG, then TAAT, and so on. Now, in chromosome 7, at this specific locus, at this specific location, this particular sequence in individual 1 is going to repeat 3 times. What does that sequence is? This is the CAG, and CAG. This particular sequence is repeating here in 3 times. Now, if we consider another individual, that is the individual 2, this sequence in the blue, that is sharing the same sequence. And if we look at the same specific sequence that was in individual 1, here in individual 2, at the same position, at the same gene locus, in the same chromosome, this sequence is here, it is repeating how many times? Let's see, this is CAG 1 time, CAG 2, CAG 3 times, CAG 4 and 5. So in this individual, this specific sequence, this CAG sequence, CAG sequence is repeating 5 times. Now if we look at this individual, this is the individual 3, here this particular sequence CAG, here it is repeating twice. Now what does that mean is, in among different individuals, okay, at the same chromosome, at the same gene locus, at the same gene location, the same specific sequence, same specific stretch of the nucleotide is going to repeat uh, different times among different individuals. For example, in individual 1, it is repeating 3 times. In individual 1, it is repeating 3 times. In individual 2, it is repeating 5 times. and in individual 3 it is repeating twice. So what does that mean is these are the repetitive DNA elements, these are the repetitive sequences, these are the stretches of the specific sequences that are going to repeat many times among different individuals but at the same position. Okay, so this is also referred to as the simple sequence length polymorphism. This is the SSLP. We'll talk about this simple sequence length polymorphism in our future lectures. So this is of importance of this junk DNA. So here that 0.1% of the difference that is basically lies in that junk part of the DNA that was previously thought that it was a junk DNA, but actually it is not. This 1% of the difference lies in this junk DNA. So it has many applications in the DNA fingerprinting as well as forensic sciences. So this simple sequence length polymorphism, you know that polymorphism, poly means many and morphism means many forms. So here we are talking about the length polymorphism. Here in individual 1, this sequence is repeating 3 times. In individual 2, this sequence is repeating 5 times. So here the difference basically lies in terms of length. That's why it is the length polymorphism. So this is also known as the simple sequence length polymorphism. Now, these repeat sequences or repetitive DNA elements, these can be of short length or these can be of long length. So, the short repetitive DNA elements are those that are carrying a pattern that basically consisting of only few nucleotides. These few nucleotides can be 2 nucleotides, three, four, five, etc. So the repetitive elements, the repetitive stretches that are consisting of only a few number of repeating units that can be few nucleotides. So these are referred to as the short repetitive DNA elements. And similarly, those repeat sequences, those repetitive DNA elements that consisting of more than 50 nucleotides, these are referred to as the long repetitive elements. So, for example, in this example, you can see the 2 nucleotide repeats. These are the 2 nucleotides CA, cytosine and adenine. These are going to repeat throughout the genome. So these are the 2 nucleotide repeats. Similarly, we have 3 nucleotide repeats. These are the GCC, guanine, cytosine, cytosine. Similarly, we have 4 nucleotide repeats. These are AATG, adenine, thymine, and guanine. So these are the short repetitive DNA elements as well as the long repetitive elements that are containing more than 50 nucleotides. Okay. Now, these repetitive DNA elements, repetitive sequences, these can be classified into two major divisions. These can be highly repetitive DNA sequences, and these can be moderately repetitive DNA sequences. Now, highly repetitive DNA sequences are those sequences which are going to repeat many, many times. They have a high ratio of their repetition. Similarly, for the moderately repetitive DNA sequences, these are again going to repeat many times, but their ratio of repetition is at a moderate level. So the highly repetitive DNA sequences are those which have high ratio of repetition. Um, repi Repetition. Similarly, moderately repetitive DNA sequences, these are those sequences which have moderate ratio of repetition. ठीक है. So these nucleotides are going to repeat many times, but at the moderate level as compared to the highly repetitive DNA sequences. So these highly repetitive DNA sequences, these are basically typically shown by the satellite DNA. You know that this satellite DNA is the major portion of the heterochromatin that we'll discuss in our future lecture in detail about the DNA, the satellite DNA, and then the satellite DNA is further classified into centromeric satellites and telomeric satellites according to their location. For example, these centromeric satellites are specifically located within the centromeric region of the chromosomes. This telomeric DNA, telomeric satellites, these are specifically located in the telomeric regions of the chromosomes. So here, as I have told you, that the end region of the particular chromosomes, these are referred to as the telomeric region, and this central region of the chromosome is referred to as the centromeric region. So these satellite DNA are specifically present in these specific regions of the chromosomes, and these are basically shown by the highly repetitive DNA elements, highly repetitive DNA sequences. And similarly, the moderately repetitive DNA sequences, which have a moderate ratio of repetition of specific stretches of the nucleotides, these are again classified into the two different types. These are the tandem repeats, and these are the interspersed elements. So these tandem repeats are basically those repeats that are lie very close to one another, that are lie in close proximity. These can be further classified into two types. These can be microsatellites, these can be mini satellites. Similarly, these interspersed elements, interspersed repeats, these are scattered. These are the short stretches that are basically scattered all over the genome. These are basically shown by the transposons. These are also known as the transposable elements. These can be classified into the signs, and this can be classified into the lines. So we'll discuss these tandem repeats, interspersed elements in detail in our future videos, inshallah. So if you want to learn about these tandem repeats, interspersed elements in detail, then you need to watch my future videos. And if you like the lecture, please do subscribe my channel and like video and comment. Thank you very much.